Okay, now we're going to share again. Okay, so there were points during the games this weekend that I noticed. I'm going to point out Ryan here. It's definitely not just Ryan. One hand on the stick a lot for periods of time. If we have one hand on the stick, guys, we're not ready to receive a pass. We're not ready to attack a ground ball. So go ahead. And he did. This ref is holding you guys so long. Okay, we're still one hand on the stick. We're still one hand on the stick. We're still one hand on the stick. We're still one hand on the stick right here. We're still one hand on the stick. There, we finally went to two as we score. Guys, there's no point during the game that you should be having one hand on your stick. Two hands on the stick at all time. Okay, to 7:05. This is a repetitive thing that happened all weekend long. Brennan, you on here? Give me a shout.
Yeah.
Okay, Brennan, your hustle. Guys, let Brennan's hustle coming out of the box, streaking into the field, and going right towards the hole every time he came out of the box be an example of the way I want you guys to get onto the field. Okay, go ahead. And you're going to see this. We actually miss him coming in here. That was one time. He does this over and over and over again. Go back a little bit, Bailey, so they can see it. He comes flying in. I mean, there's example after example throughout these games where Brennan's going to come out of the box and he's a bat out of hell. If Bailey turns his head here instead of going down to Johnny, he's got Brennan streaking in. And half the times he did this, they never saw him coming. Okay.
But Johnny's also got to be looking for him too. I mean, so again, kind of going back to this. So Brennan, when you came in and you fired through that middle, you didn't actually have your head towards the ball. So on one hand, Johnny, you got to be looking for that streaker. The second thing is, Brennan, you actually have got to keep your heads up, facing the ball, looking for the pass, especially if you're coming in hard, because you're actually going to probably draw a slide at a minimum, but coming in, you're going to be a great target for a pass, and you got to be looking for it.
You guys know what we call that guy coming in? If we yell it, you got to be looking for him. Anybody remember what it's called?
Bingo.
Bingo. That's right. It's bingo. You hear bingo. There's help coming from the box. You guys need to get your head on him quick. Okay. 9:30. Just go to 9:31. Okay. No, it must be, it's here at 9:39. So it's right here. This is just great team offense. Okay. That would have been a great catch. Pass a little bit behind Bryson, but I love the tic-tac-toe here. 1, 2, 3. That's team offense right there. Moving the ball. I love it. Nobody's forcing the shot. Pause it. That was my next point. Nobody's forcing a shot. We're all looking to move the ball. Guys, we don't have to, especially with this group, we do not need to shoot through 3 guys to score. Somebody is open. We can move the ball, and our passing is, it's really, really sharp. We can make those passes. Go back a couple seconds.
Hey, Rob, if I could add to that as well. I mean, a couple of things here, guys. One, Colin, nice job on the transition, working it up actually along the side of the field rather than working it up through the middle. 2, we're going to be seeing a lot of opportunity over the course of the season for transition goals. So you guys have got to be looking for it. The fact that you guys can actually catch a ball when it's passed to you, especially with our attackmen, you're going to see a lot of opportunities due to transition. So with the polls we've got, we should be creating tremendous opportunities. So again, Colin, shout out to you. That doesn't happen without you, one, getting low, getting through the ball, scooping through it, and then transitioning it up along the alleys.
And that's a great point. Like, I actually have an asterisk right here. Colin, you're passing. You probably can't see it. The whole weekend, I said something actually to my wife today. Your passing were pinpoint dimes all weekend long on these clears. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. I love when we clear up the sidelines like that. So right after this play, guys, lesson to you. Go back a couple seconds. Keep going. 2 hands on your stick. Go ahead, Bailey. And hopefully you're wearing a groin cup so you do not end up not having children later on in life like this. Oof. Okay, so 2 hands on your sticks, guys. All right. Going it forward, 11:58. So often people think that facing off and a face-off win is just about the face-off guy. Face-off wins are a face-off unit. It's the unit of the responsibility of the entire face-off unit. If you have good wings, they can make you look that much better. Look at Mikey Sisselberger. His wings last year played so much better than he's not getting wing help this year. He's still top 5 face-off guys in the NCAA, but with good wing help, he was all the way back to the top. So here you're going to see Christian do a great job. What are you doing, Bailey? Oh, okay. Oh, wow, cool. He's teaching me. All right. So you're going to see here, Christian, you want to come up with this ground ball on the first attempt, but you didn't give up on the play and you won this faceoff. Go ahead, Bailey. At the same time, if we get a clean pinch and pop like this, the faceoff guy should have this. Okay. Here it becomes a ground ball. We should have come up with it clean. Christian, you did not give up on it. You came out nice. Very nice pass right here. Nice job, Christian. Okay. Jump ahead, 13:27.
So another thing too here, guys, if you don't mind me stopping here, Rob.
Oh, not at all.
So just a coaching point for guys. When we pick up the ball off the wings and it's our LSM picking it up, I would actually like to see them. I mean, this particular situation, Christian, you didn't have anybody on you. It's always faster to move the ball via pass rather than running it up yourself. But one thing we want to try to get in the habit of coming off the wings is actually, if the LSM picks it up, get it deep. So if Johnny, for example, in this particular case, rather than having him come up for the pass, Johnny should actually be going down and receiving the pass. So you want to get it deep as much as possible, and then the LSM should be coming off, getting a streaking midi coming through to create some offensive opportunities. Johnny, you should be looking for a pass like Brennan, for example, streaking in from an LSM change.
Yes, coach. Great point. All right. Here, Johnny G, you lead the team right now with goals. If you take my advice on this one, you have twice as many goals this weekend as you do. Okay, go ahead, 13:27. Great cut. Go back, Billy. Go frame by frame for a second. So Johnny, almost every shot, except everyone that I saw, except for one, you try to finish in the exact same spot, high. If you start doing some of these cuts, pumping high and putting it low, you're scoring here. But in this game alone, this goalie, I think, had you 3 times high where you actually stick it right into his net. Go ahead. Right there, that's one. There's another one later on. There's a picture. It's a great freeze frame picture. You flying through the air, both feet in the air. Again, the goalie's got the ball high in his stick. Both your feet are in the air. In the BTA game, there's probably about 3 of those. You're in the right position. The cuts are great. You're catching the ball. Change up your finish. High, low, a stick fake in there. Liam's the king of stick fakes. Follow some of his stick fakes. Sometimes he fakes himself off his own feet, but he's the king of stick fakes. Right, Liam?
Yeah.
Yeah. Finish chewing. Don't talk with your mouth full. All right. 17:10, Bailey. Yep, right there. Go ahead, run it. Great clear here. Again, we take our time, we get it out to the outside. That's one pull to the next pull, up the side, bang, down to the attack. I absolutely love clearing like that. Now, here, 17:40. Just let it keep going. Again, that's the other one. That's the one where your feet are in the air there, Johnny. Change your finishing points. Change your finishing points. High, low, mix it up. Okay. 21, 25. What? Oh, just keep going down. Okay, 21-25. Failed clear here. Pause it, Bailey. Okay. All our successful clears went up the sidelines. This one, we didn't throw it to the pole leaking out to the side. You see Drew streaking towards the sideline right there. Instead, we barely threw it past the restraining line to midfielder Bryson here. It gets intercepted and comes right back at you. We're not clearing there.
So a coaching point here for both Asher and Owen is you can't telegraph your passes, right? So you actually need to be looking at various lanes, not letting the ride ultimately try to pick you off by, if you're myopically focused on one player, they're going to pick you off every single time. So very similar to being a quarterback in a football field, you have to actually look at your various options, so your various checkdowns, and then let it go. That way they actually can't telegraph your pass.
Charlie Adams, turn off the video game or whatever you're watching. Oh, I see him. He knows I'm right. Shake your head because I'm right. Right, Charlie? Uh-huh. Turn it off.
So Owen, does that make sense? I see you shaking your head. Okay.
All right, moving on here. Go to the next game here. Go to the next game. BTAA. Yeah, go it's not for your videos. Not the 5-6 one, that one's ugly. Gotta click there. Blow it up.
They blow it up.
Yep. All right, BTAA. Now, a couple talking points before we get into this. I didn't break down as many things in this because I want to get a chance to talk about things too. But again, I think we ran the offense better in this game, especially when it came to 23 motion. There are times I'm going to point out when we don't follow it through. We have to trust it. I didn't want to stop it also on the solos, but I mean, I'm going to go right back to the beginning of this game for a second. All right. So the first time we score in this game here is solo. Matt, you had two really nice goals in this. I got it for a second. Just keep in mind, guys, our solo isn't so much intended to be a goal by the guy who's dodging. Now, if it's there, you take it. And these were absolutely, both of these were good takes. But what we're trying to do is draw a slide, and you're going to have a couple looks here. Now, in the 32, you're going to have one primary look if we run it correctly. As these guys cut through, Ryan, you want to be looping around. See the rotation? Johnny's coming this way. Matt's going this way. You're coming this way. So when Matt gets to here, if the slide's coming up at him, Ryan, you're wrapping the cage there wide open. There you are. Good. Keep coming with it. Boom. Okay. So you were in the right place there, Ryan. Just keep that stick ready to go. All right. Go ahead. Move forward.
Hey, Rob, if we could pause there just for a second.
Yep.
Hey, guys, why do you think we had Matt going solo there?
Somebody raise your hand.
Anyone?
What, Matt?
Because the kid is short.
Exactly. So we're looking at little versus little big. So when we talk about little big, what am I talking about there, guys? So I just want to make sure we're all talking the same kind of terminology here. Little big means what?
Doesn't mean he's vertically challenged, guys.
He has a pole. He has a pole on him.
Exactly. Yeah. So if Matt's a little and he's got a big on him, then he's got a pole on him. That's not an ideal matchup, right? But when he's got a little, that's an ideal matchup, especially for someone that's got some speed, because they're likely going to have 4 poles back here. 4 poles covering 6 guys. You look for that little matchup as much as possible. Sorry, Rob.
No, it's good. It's what we're on here for. All right. So again, we ran that, I think, twice early before we got into our 23 sets. Did it? I'm hoping you guys all watched this game by now. One of the things that Coach Kevin mentioned earlier, and I noticed a couple times, Matt Scott, I'm not calling you out, but I'm going to point you out. There were 2 times early in the first half of this game down on this same sideline that we cut through with our head down. So when we do our rotations, guys, we have to have our head up. We have to be looking for the ball to be coming for us. We're not rotating just to get out of the way. We're rotating to create, hey, we lost a defender. Hey, we got to step on a defender. That's an opening and we're taking it. Okay. So just keep that in mind, guys. Your head's always up. 10:55.
So Rob, if I could add to that too, your head's always up, but you're also always showing, guys. So you've got to have your cross open, ready to receive a pass as you're coming across that middle. You may not get the pass, but if you're not showing, you're not going to get the pass. Let's put it that way. You may actually be showing, a guy may drop off because maybe we're able to draw a second slide. You have to always be ready for that opportunity for that ball to come to you.
Yes, coach. Okay. That's why we can never have one hand on the stick there, especially if the ball's in our zone, the zone that we're in, 2 hands are on the stick. There's no reason to have one hand on the stick. Okay. All right. 10:55. Okay. So hold on, pause it for 1 second. Okay. Good. Good. So play it. Now watch Brennan. I believe it's Brennan comes streaking through here. No, if it wasn't that one. Okay. You at 10:55 here? Yeah, go back. Play. Okay, so we're gonna run the twister here, and we're not right here. Keep going, Matt. Stop that. Go back a couple seconds. Matt, watch the stutter step here. You stop on this rotation. Keep going. Keep going. Because now that stymied Ryan coming up behind you. So if you go back again, on that rotation, as soon as you start going, watch, Ryan comes behind you, but you stop and you're right there, you flash in the same stream. Now we got nobody on the other side. Keep going. Keep your head up. Okay. All right. 11:30. Oh, go back again. 10:55. Chase. Make sure when you're working here on the crease, you want to be like, pretend the guy that's playing you smells bad. You're trying to get away from him the entire time. Don't let him stand there next to you. So go ahead, play it. So watch on the crease here. You want to be popping, constantly popping. He's so close to you there. That's a good pop there. But then keep working, keep working, keep working. And then when we come through here, we have to clear out. Okay, good. Go to 11:30. Way to move with head up here.
This was probably the play of the game from my perspective.
Go ahead, go back.
So a couple things. I mean, if we go back, sorry, Rob, I don't mean to chime in here,
No,
but so one, Matt, you continued to use your body. You kept your stick to the outside. You kept your stick away from the opposing defender, who was again a little matchup. So he continued to back in. Go ahead and play. The benefit of this is that Matt kept pushing and pushing and pushing until he draw that. See how he drew that slide? Then was an opportunity to pass down. If we back up a little bit here, Rob. So right there. See how that number 10 basically had to come off the crease in case number 20 was beat by Matt. That leaves now a 2-on-1 matchup with Johnny and Matt Scott versus number 3 as a long pole. So it was a heads up play by Matt to get it back to Matt Scott. But then that number 3 basically has a choice. He can either A, play Matt Scott coming off the crease, or play Johnny on the pass. And he chose to actually go ahead and play it forward. He chose to play the middle and actually react to Matt Scott, which left Johnny then wide open for the dunk. Johnny, nice job actually on the dunk shot.
When Johnny made that cut across the crease there, he kept his head up and watching for that ball. So as coach said, he showed and he was ready for it. The stick was in the ready position. Matt dodged with his head up. That's beautiful. Way to move the defense.
And you guys sometimes wonder why we do quick sticks. That's exactly why you do quick sticks, because you don't need to get in your cross. You don't need to stick handle before you shoot. Sometimes, again, you just got to point your cross towards where the pass is coming and literally just receive and dump. You may not hit it 100% of the time, but it's that quick reaction because you're typically going to get a draw slide very shortly thereafter. You're going to get it and have to get rid of it very, very quickly. So Johnny, nice job in that case. Matt Scott, nice job keeping your head up, looking for the passing option. And the benefit of that is if you didn't see the passing option, you could see that you were ready to go as well.
Yes, coach. Nice job, guys. All right, 15-25. As the season progresses, you guys are going to see as you start to understand and more importantly, trust the 23 motion. Don't play it yet, please. You're going to trust that you're going to see that we lose defenses. They get lost because it's not the motion on the one side. It's the off ball motion. If you watch both of these games from this weekend, when we run this right, the backside has no idea that attack is popping over the top. And then in this particular case, there's a couple things I want to point out. One, we gotta trust it, carry it down. Don't pass it early on your way down. Carry it down. You're gonna see the guy pop up. It doesn't rotate just once. If we have to go more than once, we just keep going with it. We just keep going. We keep that rotation going. Keep your head up because the crease is going to be open a lot, which we actually finished on the crease in this one. So go ahead. We're going to do it a couple times here. So Brennan, you're going to initiate here. Boom, we're over the top. Boom. Okay, now go back a couple seconds. So Brennan, that one, you can actually come funneled down the middle a little bit further. So the pass comes over the top. Right there, that defense already knew to adjust. You could probably bring that another step or two and a pause. Now right here, sometimes we get a little greedy and take a big outside shot here that's not necessary. And if it's not here, now I can't see, I don't see who the lefty was. This is Bryson here, maybe. We should, this lefty here should be coming up over the top already. Like he should be right about here by now. Because if Johnny needs to duck out of this thing and give it back, he needs to be right here. Now, the good thing is Johnny doesn't force this too much. This guy right here has already begun to slide. That allows our crease midi to pop open. And go ahead, play. Now, I like the different, but go back a second. Again, different finishing angles. Sometimes we need to finish high. Sometimes we just finish low, away from him. Okay, backside.
And a quick stick.
Right, Bryson, right here, you want to be a little bit higher up by that point. Okay, so that cycle has to keep going. Okay, go ahead, Kevin. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just saying it was a nice quick stick. So Bay, again, receiving the pass quickly and getting rid of it quickly. So again, you didn't think, right? You just reacted, and that was actually the right move, and you shot low.
Good. Now go back a couple seconds on that, Bailey. I want to actually I want you to pay attention to the backside defense when this rotation happens. When Johnny comes over the top, they're not even looking at him. So go ahead and play it.
That whole game, though, they were all watching too, Rob. That was the thing. The entire
Look,
game.
right here. Go back. This guy he's paused. Look where every head is. You hear us talk, you'll hear Coach and I, all of us say, see bolt, see bolt. See the ball, see your man. See the ball, see your man. Okay, right here, nobody's watching. Now go play a couple seconds. Look at Johnny's going to pop right here, freeze. This guy has no clue. This guy has no clue. This guy has no clue. This is a great pass by Matt. Now, Matt should be flowing up at the same time, but the pass came a little early here. Go ahead. No idea. Slide. They react late. Bay pops open. Easy finish. Okay. Go ahead. Now we're going to fast forward. And this is my last one for today. No, actually, go ahead. Go to 2103, Bailey. Matt Bobby. Okay. 2103. This is interesting. And I want the other coach's opinion. I believe that both of these should have been cross checks by the goalie. The goalie was getting incredibly frustrated at how many crease looks we were getting. So you're gonna see the first one goes to Bailey on the crease again. The goalie, you watch the goalie's eyes. Bailey will go back a couple times on it. Go ahead. When it comes down to Bailey here, freeze, pause. Okay. Bryson, now were you looking for Bailey to pop there the whole time? Because you reacted so quick when he moved. It was great. Go ahead, play. Stop. Now look at the goalie. Watch the goalie here. He's going to lunge right now. He got so frustrated in this game. Look where he is. Boom. Okay. That was one. Now, right after this, he's going to do the same thing to Johnny, and he comes out even further on Johnny here. Go ahead. It's going to be at 21:30. We'll just let it play. Now, at this, pause for 1 second. At this point, guys, keep in mind, if we're in 21 motion or 23 motion and it doesn't happen, we keep going. We keep going. We keep cycling. We just keep cycling. Constant movement. Go ahead. Right here. Okay, so I couldn't hear my call here, but watch the goalie come out. He's already rushing Johnny. He folds Johnny in half right here. That looks like a cross check to me. I don't know about you guys. Go back again. Let it roll.
The second one's definitely a cross check. He extended his arms.
Yeah. That's a great cut, Johnny. Great cut. But definitely, I thought that was, we frustrated that goalie there. Oh, I'm sorry. I had one last one. 45-49 or 43-49. My bad. So the weave. If we're running the weave, we are not dodging down the alley. We're not going to the alley at all. Okay. 43-49. We're not going down the alley. The weave is meant to go over the top, over the top, over the top. In fact, let me stop sharing this one for a second. And I want to share. Where'd it go? What's it showing you guys? It's showing you my playbook?
Yep.
Okay. So get that out of the way for 1 second. Just move it over. Okay. So when we do this, guys, the weave is literally meant to repeat itself until we get the look to go down. Now watch. Let's get ahead of this. When we set these picks, we run downhill first, then come up and set it underneath the guy. We're looking to give him an opportunity to dodge, and we're also looking to roll here. Okay, we're rolling off that pick. If it's not there, this guy passes out, and one fills back in. Now we do the same thing on the other side. We set the pick, give him an opportunity to roll. We roll down. He's trying to dodge. If it's there, he gets downhill. If it's not, then we go. We pass that again. This can repeat indefinitely until we get the look we want. And eventually, their communication and their passing off or staying is going to get screwed up enough that we can get that downhill look that we want. Okay? And that's what we want here. So now going back. Okay. So we start it right, but then we start trying to alley dodge. The right thing. Okay. So here now Bryson comes down to set the pick. Pause, go back. Right here, Matt Kelly. I want you coming right here. Right back over the top. Not going down the alley. Go back a few seconds. Don't go down the alley. Trust the weave. This is where we're going, right here. Okay, if you beat this guy, or if you don't beat this guy, it goes right here. If you beat this guy, you get downhill. And then look, what you can barely see, I don't know if you guys can see, Johnny's over here. Nobody's even near him. If you start coming downhill, I promise you, 50, look how much he's cheating already. Go ahead, play it. Look where, pause it. Look where this kid is right now. If we trust this and you come over the top, these guys are all, they're not going back to their guys. Johnny's sitting here just waiting to bake a cake. Okay, go ahead and play it. But here you do it. You come over the top, boom. Okay, not exactly the way we drew it up. It had the result we wanted. But again, trust the weave. Okay. Now, Kevin, what were those minutes again?
Well, for those of you that are still on the call that haven't fallen asleep yet, I'm just kidding, guys. I only have a couple of clips, I promise. So
Get it,
Bailey,
Ansel.
if you put a 7:05.
7:05.
So we got about a minute and a half clip here, guys, that we're going to play, and I'm just going to kind of give some commentary along the way. So go ahead and play it, Bay. So the goalie makes a save here, guys, and the big thing I wanted to point out was actually the ride. So once he's got it, watch Matt Scott in this particular case. So one, we're forcing passes, which is great. You guys are doing a nice job picking up the man. Matt Scott doing a nice job covering 45 off the wing. Oh, actually, this is something else I wanted to cover, which was Nick, great job being physical. Also the backup there with Chase. Yes, we lost the ball, not a big deal. But continue watching here, guys. Ultimately, the ball gets dumped down. Drew, nice job actually on the slide, getting down, being physical. You didn't win the ground ball battle, but you're playing the guy the right way. You want to pause it, Bay? So again, Drew, you're doing a nice job actually cutting off that passing option down low. I'd probably have you pull back a little bit, but again, you're playing it well. Nick, you had great body position. Again, you were always down. You got your butt low. You had your stick on the opposing player. Go ahead and play it, Rob. Now, this is where we get a bad call by the refs. Actually, I think we have to go back. Can you rewind it a little bit? I think because it was choppy, we just couldn't see it.
It was by Nick down here in the corner right here.
Yeah, so Nick, you're doing a nice job. Watch what happens when the offensive player pulls his stick up towards his head, right there. So Nick, again, you did a fantastic job on your defense. This was actually not your fault. This is not a great call by the ref, but at the same time, it's kind of one of those bang bang situations. So again, if we had to do it over again, Nick, I'd have you playing it the exact same way. He drew your stick up into his head. Yeah, we got a bad call. It is what it is. You just got to live with it, guys. But I wanted to make sure that I called this out because, we didn't have a lot of penalties in that game. This one shouldn't have probably been called, but it is what it is.
Matt Kelly, where are you, dude? All right, go ahead.
Again, what I love here, guys, is that everybody is shutting their man off. There are no open valves. So there's no opportunity for any of the players to get to the middle of the field. You're playing high where you need to in order to shut it off. You're forcing everything down the alley, which is great. Colin, you went out, you were in the ready, you got low, you got that stick out there, you forced him outside. And then Bryson, obviously, here with the ground ball. The one thing I do want to call out, though, if you could back up a little bit here. So right there. Bryson, what we got to be careful with is overplaying. So fortunately, in your case, you have better athleticism than the kid you were playing. But if you want to play it, Bay, you did overplay it a little bit. And you were about 2 or 3 yards higher than that player when he came back through. Again, fortunately, you've got the speed. So you're able to recover quickly. But I want you to be careful about overcommitting and overplaying in certain situations, all right? If you want to take it forward now to the 924. So this is the man down situation. So a couple of things here, guys, as we're playing it out. One, love the sticks that are high. So again, you see here, guys, you're cutting and taking away the passing options. 2, stop right there. Oh, can you back up?
Yeah.
So love the fact that Drew and Carter have taken away the skip pass down the middle. So guys, when that ball is off on the wing, so when that guy, number 40, out here on the right has got the ball, you want to take away any and all skip pass opportunities. The only way you're going to do that is by keeping your stick in the middle. Tommy, nice job taking away the middle, but at the same time, we don't have anybody there. So we're going to talk a little bit more about this in one of our upcoming practices, but we'll have you probably become a little bit more physical and have you move a little bit higher. Since we have Colin and we also have Christian, or I should say, since we have Carter and Colin kind of covering the hole here and we don't have anybody in it. They're actually moving more towards an open set. So anyways, go ahead and play it. Pause. So again, great job, Drew. You still had your stick actually in the passing lane. Then you transition back over without actually switching hands. It's exactly what we want to see. So a lesson for some of the other players like Christian, I saw you kind of switching hands a couple of times with your stick. Keep your stick actually in your strong hand. Just be using it and moving it side to side. Actually be moving it between cutting off the passing lanes and going to your strong side. Go ahead. So here, great job, Drew. Again, came out aggressively. You forced the guy to take a bad shot. Yes, he missed. We reset. Now, one thing I need to do a better job of, stop right here. You'll notice that we don't have anybody in the middle, right? So they went from playing a 2-3-1 to an open set. In an open set, I needed to do a different job. I need to do a better job as a coach because you guys actually should have been then transitioning to kind of a 3-2. So 3 a little bit higher with 2 down a little bit lower. So more of like a rotation type defense. So Tommy, in this situation, when we don't have anybody in the hole, I would actually want you moving up higher to basically to the roof of the house, if that makes sense. So Tommy, you see where Christian is and you see where Drew is. When nobody's in the hole, I would want you to actually play a little bit higher because you also have Colin and you have Carter actually covering the hole with nobody there. I'll go ahead and play it. Now, when that ball gets rotated up, one thing we didn't do, so the ball came up right here is the shot. Again, Christian, not a bad play, but go ahead and pause it. What I would like to start doing during these man down situations is actually coming out a little bit more aggressively, guys, especially in open sets when they don't have anybody in the hole. So an opportunity for us is, Tommy, if you're playing a little bit higher and we've got 3 up high and 2 down low, that gives then Christian an opportunity to fire out much faster, much more aggressive, because if he gets beat, you have an opportunity to slide and actually cover where he's getting beat. So Christian, I don't blame you for this goal. And Owen, I don't blame you because I know you were screened actually on the shot. I blame myself as a coach for not having you guys actually out playing an open set rather than actually a 2-3-1 type of situation. So not recognizing the fact that they had a guy in the hole, I didn't have Tommy push out. So that was my fault as a coach.
Now, I didn't check all of them, but out of the 4 goals we gave up in the A games this weekend, 2 of them were man up shots like this, right? Was there another one?
There was another one in a man up situation that I think Owen got beat on.
Okay,
But in general, guys, again, we're just using a very basic box and one man down defense. What I had to recognize and what I didn't see was the difference between a 2-3-1 man up situation and an open set man up situation. So in that open set, again, Tommy should have slid to the top of the house higher, like up by like the 20, 25 yard line. He would have been ultimately playing with Christian and Drew up top and would have provided us with some additional cover up top, which would have then allowed Christian to actually slide more aggressively on that shot.
Good.
So lesson learned here, guys. We're going to play much more aggressive on the box and one. We're not just going to sit back and let them take shots. If we have opportunities, we're going to fire out.
Okay, go ahead, Bay. Is there another one? There's one more, right?
Let me just double check. There was one more. 1404. So again, this is the one that I was referencing earlier. So go ahead. This is just a ride situation. Actually, back it up about 10 seconds if you don't mind, Bay.
Okay.
So again, guys, we were winning most of the ground ball battles during the course of this game. I mean, this is a team that was just overmatched, right? One, they were ball watching the entire time, but you guys outworked them for a lot of these ground balls. Now, this is a situation where, Ryan Bender passed it out to Matt. Go ahead. out to Matt Scott. There was a shot, ground ball. Matt picked it up. Now stop. Go back. Right here. Stop. So when you look at this, you've got Matt Scott, you've got Matt Kelly, you've got 4 defenders all in one area. Go ahead and play it a little bit more here, Bailey. As soon as that number 3 deep hole turned his back, Matt redodged, or actually I should say he dodged immediately, because you could see that shorty, number 34, immediately played off. Number 3 has got his back to the play. Number 22 now has to basically defend 3 guys. And you've got Johnny on the other side being guarded now by 50. So this is a situation where, again, I'm not saying this because Matt's my kid, but Matt recognized this situation where the defender's back was to him and immediately went into the shot. Now 22 came across and ultimately blocked it. But go ahead, Bay. So that 22 reacted a little bit late. Matt, you needed to take actually fewer steps and take a faster shot and just get rid of it. If you had shot low, especially to the left, you absolutely had a goal in this particular situation because the goalie hadn't stopped a single shot to the bottom left all day long. Now, that said, go ahead and take the shot. This is not what I want to actually call out. What I want to call out is the effort that I see next. So the ball has hit the player in the head. Go ahead, play it. We now have a ground ball. It's right here. Stop. So Matt Scott, again, kudos to you for the effort. So you, Chase, Bryson, again, you guys hustled back. So guys, again, one of the things I've been proud of so far through all of our games. So this is the gray game. This is the 2 red games. You guys have gotten back and hustled on the ride. And the rides have created turnovers, which have then created and translated into offensive opportunities back in the offensive zone. So again, Matt Scott coming back, taking hands, taking stick. Same thing with Chase, same thing with Bryson. This all happens because you guys are working hard. And that's what we want you to be doing all season long. You guys do this. You guys outmatch the team, or I should say, if you guys put the kind of effort that we saw this weekend into the ride situations, there's not a team in this league that's going to possibly touch us. You take a moment off, they're going to get the ball into the offensive zone. They're going to have an offensive opportunity. Defense, to me, wins championships, and that defense starts with that ride situation. So again, thank you for the effort you put in. I wanted to call this out specifically for the fact that you guys came back. Matt Scott, you played this ball fantastic. You played the stick, or you played the hands. Chase actually had the hands in this particular situation, created the turnover, and then we had an offensive opportunity. That's all I got, Rob.
Perfect. I agree 100%. The efforts, it's there. I mean, and just watch the film, guys. You see how many turnovers. Now, before we click out of the film, raise your hand if you watched it and you had something you wanted to point out or add. I'm going to call on like 2 guys real quick. Little hand symbol up. Anybody?
I think Nick just raised his hand.
Nick, did you have one?
Or was he playing with his hair?
Probably playing with him.
Nick, we're talking to you, dude. Okay, clearly he did not have anything planned.
I think he was playing with hair.
Did anybody else have anything? Remember, I asked you guys to watch the film and take some notes. Did anybody have, not one person had something to say? I don't think we watched the film objectively then. So guys, use this film. It's a tool like Coach and I just did with you. This is a tool. The last thing I want to show you guys tonight. Wait, who's got a hand up? All right, go ahead, Mr. Lankos.
I'm at my friend's house. I can't hear. But like the one thing I did notice is on one of the goals in the BCAA game, it was on a man up. They were on man up, and we kind of didn't pinch at the top when they went to shoot. So like the one thing I would point out is like when they go to shoot at the top center, like the top 2 poles need to pinch in and like not get on his hands at least, or get a stick in his blade, so then he can't get a free shot on the goal.
Good point. Good point. Anybody else? Noodle, you have something to say, don't you?
I think they're answered.
Okay. All right. Real quick, guys. So we didn't get on the field to practice something this week. Where's the stop sharing button? Okay, so. Here's the, there. Okay, I highly doubt that Northampton's gonna throw a zone at us or even know how to run one remotely effectively. And I think our cutting in itself will be fine to beat it. Our Bermuda, our rotations, just cutting through their zones will beat it. But this inside 1-4-1, notice we have the middies out here. We got a midi high, middies on the wings down by GLE. Okay, they can float up a little bit. You can play 5 to 7 yards here, up and down. You got your attack player here. And we got 2 attack players playing just off the crease. And they can move around. And what you guys are doing, you're playing a 2-man game inside. And what we're going to do is we're going to try a couple things. I didn't draw this up a lot, so we'll just kind of talk through it. When this ball comes here, let me go back one. Oops. When this ball moves down to the wing, this is what we're looking for here. When the balls hit these wings, we want to pick away. So the attack guy that's closest to where the ball came to is going to come across and set a pick for our other attack guy on the other side. This guy is going to pop over, and we're hoping that he gets free enough that hands can pass that in if you have a basket. We're not going to force things, but what we're looking for is we're going to be picking away. And by picking away, we mean pick to the opposite side away from the ball so our other guy can work. These 2 guys, if you watch this, are just working in rotation constantly through this whole thing, constantly picking and repicking for each other. And we're going to be looking for an inside pass there. We can also set this up with a dodge. We can dodge this wing here. When he has the ball, he can threaten the dodge as he sets a pick. As he dodges, it gets this guy's eyes looking here more. This guy pops over the top of the pick, and that's an easy dump. Okay. So if we go to 14, it's gonna be 14 inside for now. It's our 1-4-1 with the pairs picking on the inside. We get into a more complicated game, we may pull in this offense, which again is a 1-4-1, but the big difference here, instead of the attack players picking for each other here, we're actually doing an outside picking game here with outside rotations. We're not going to worry about this one yet, but I just wanted you guys to understand the difference is the pairs are on the outside as opposed to on the crease. If we have to go to a 1-4-1 this game, we're going to be looking for it here. If we go 1-4-1 solo, this guy is going to come up high. He's going to come out to the side. He's going to dodge down. And these guys are just going to be popping and moving, popping and moving. This guy will not be the primary shooter if he comes on a solo from 14. You're looking to move the ball to the crease, to the open guy. If it's not there, bang, it goes right out to 2. Does that make sense?
Yeah, if I could add maybe something here too, Rob.
Yep.
So guys, more often than not, when you're going to see a 1-4-1, it's when we're playing against a team that's playing a zone, like a 3-3 stack. So the way you break a zone is typically with a 1-4-1. The guys in the middle or the guys on the wings, you've got to be moving. More often than not, if you're going to get a goal, it's because of the dodge from the top usually draws a slide because they've beaten their man. And it's typically a dump down to one of the guys that's either coming in off the wing or one of the guys that is picked and slipped in the crease. So if you're not getting it from the top dodge, you're likely going to be getting it from the guy that's down at X. If the guy at X dodges hard, they'll typically draw the slide and it's going to leave one of those attackmen that's sitting on the crease wide open for a real quick dunk. There's so much traffic though that's in the middle. More often than not, you're not going to see a lot of scoring off the wings just because you typically have 2 to potentially 3 guys you have to go through. But if you're not moving, there's just a lot of traffic in the hole, guys. Movement helps loosen that up. So you've got to move when you're in the hole, whether you're actually, in this situation with the 1-4-1 inside or even in the 1-4-1 wing. You got to be moving to loosen up the zone. Otherwise, you're always going to be shooting from 15 yards out, which is exactly what they want with the zone defense.
Yep. And to add to that, again, the dodges from the wings are really just to get them looking at you, like Coach said, you're not scoring from here. We can also get the dodging coming from X, which I know Brian Farrell's a big fan of, dodging from here. And that pick, if 6 here dodges up this way and 4 sets a pick for 3, and he comes up high over the top, as he dodges and the guy slides down to get him, 3 is going to be sitting right here wide open. So again, as Coach said, these dodges are primarily to set up the dump. Now, if nobody moves on you, by all means, bury it. But okay,
Nothing's easier to defend than a guy that's not moving. So
absolutely.
we hear talk about. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brian.
Well, one thing of note though, is if the ball's up top, so number 1 has the ball. Love everything about this setup. If the ball's at X, number 3 and number 4, that stack wants to get higher. What you want to try to force the zone to do is you want them to move as far as possible to defend a person when they start moving. So if the ball's at X and the person from X is going to drive to try to force somebody to move a little bit within the zone, you got the 2 guys in the middle that they're picking away for each other. Or even if like Coach said, they're moving, they're just creating chaos. They're trying to find soft spots. But ultimately what happens is you're going to force the zone to move, even though the zone technically is not sliding. They're still moving within their area that they're responsible for. And what you're trying to do is you're just trying to create a 2-on-1. So you're trying to create space, find the soft spot, and create time and room. And in both of those scenarios, whether you're dodging from the 1 spot or the 6 spot, you've got the 2 and the 5. They want to get themselves to the position where they can pull the trigger if they get an opportunity to shoot. And then the 3 and the 4, they're just picking away, looking for a soft spot. If the number 1 or the number 6 happens to get a half a step on the person that's guarding them, it's going to force somebody to slide, or they're going to give up an easy goal. So all you're trying to do when you go into a 1-4-1 is create a 2-on-1, no matter where you're dodging from. So it's pretty simple, the concept of it. And this is a pretty talented group of players. Get used to what to do against the zone. You're going to see it throughout your careers. So, you're when you start beating better teams, they're going to go into a zone so that you don't smoke them. So, this is just good lessons just in general. And the more opportunities you guys get to think your way through how to pick a zone apart, the better you're going to get at it. And I know we've got a lot of basketball players on this team. You're used to seeing zones. The concepts don't change. The sport's different, but the concepts are the same. So just think about how you beat a zone in basketball. It's no different in lacrosse.
Yes, Coach. All right, Lindsay, camera on. As I'll call you out, I'm not beyond that. All right, so that's really all I had. Do any of the other coaches have anything to add? Coach Chris? Coach Chris? Going once, going twice?
Nope, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Well covered. Well covered.
I think the only thing I would add, guys, is that, again, the offense did such a nice job that we had very, very few defensive opportunities. So there's a lot more offense on film than there was defense on film. That's not always going to be the case. But again, I'm very proud of the way that our polls and our D middies showed up. I mean, Nick, Carter, Tommy, you guys going out there as D mids, you guys rocked it. And Christian, Charlie, Luke, Drew, Nick, Colin, again, you kept play out in front of you. You kept it out in the alleys. We didn't let people actually get into the kill zone. So again, a lot to be proud of. Limited opportunities because our offense was just so lethal, but we'll continue to work on it. But nice job.
All right, guys. So I think this was a good meeting, good practice. I know it's nothing compares to getting out on the turf in the field, but a good practice. Real quick, again, I want to stress a couple key points. I'm pretty strict about certain things: cameras on, be on time, not missing practices. I know this is rec lacrosse, but I know I'm not just speaking for me when I say I give up a lot and I put a lot of time and effort into this. I know Coach Kevin does, Coach Brian does, Coach Chris, Coach Joe, Cade, Kenrick. We put a lot into these things. So we expect a lot out of you. We won't be missing practices like this. There's certain players that already have missed 3 or 4 practices. It's not going to happen anymore, or it will affect your play time. Okay. You'll be on time and you'll be in the know. You will start marking your own attendance and availability. I sat down today to try to do the rosters for this weekend, and a third of the people had not marked their availability for tonight. That's not okay with me. People missing tonight's practice. I know all other events were canceled. We're not missing for stuff like this. Do you guys understand? Okay. We need to be this. We're all in on this. This is a special group here. And I think we all have the same goal in mind, but it doesn't happen if some of us are missing stuff. Saturday is picture day. You will wear white on white. You will have your white shooting shirt clean. You will be on time. You will fill out the photo day form online, and you will bring the printout of your confirmation of your order, and you will be there on time. Now, listen, guys, Max, the fields are messed up right now. Coach John has been scrambling. We're trying to figure things out. We may be playing where we practiced on Monday night. We may be playing at the football field area. Get there early enough that if you get there and we're not where you think we're going to be, you can find us. Okay? Watch your push notifications. Watch your chat messages. Check your emails. You're all 12 and 13-year-old boys. Check your email. Every one of you should be able to do that. I understand that a couple kids on the team have had their phones taken away from them for bad performances in school. Okay. Guys, number one, we're not going to do that anymore. And then if you cannot get on your phone to mark your availability and check your email, you need to be going to mom and dad every day and saying, can I check my stuff for 5 minutes? Because it's my responsibility. It's me responsibility. Me responsibility. It's not one kid on the team. Gotten a couple messages from a couple parents. The kids had their phones and devices taken from them. So that gets fixed now. Okay. Me responsible. All right. Does anybody have any question or anything to add before we let you guys go do your homework? If you know a teammate was not on tonight, please reach out to him, find out why. Okay. What? Ryan at practice. That's cool. I'm not just talking about Ryan. I think there's somebody else missing here. I don't want to say names. Thanks. Good job. Good job, Bailey.
Way to call out a teammate.
Way to call out a teammate. Everybody go, what's up, Bailey? Dude. Okay. But I did record this. If anybody wants to go back over the coaching points, other than that, great job. There's a great first weekend. By the way, all the film we looked at right now was from the A games. I got to give one more shout out to the gray team. Holy cow, you guys blew my mind on Saturday. Surprised the heck out of me. You guys played great. So let's keep it going. You guys be playing on A teams on most other teams in the league, no doubt, and having a lot of success. Coach, anything to add?
No, sir. I got to go grab dinner. So let's wrap it up.
Get some sleep on Friday night, guys, and let's go get it some more W's this weekend. All right. All right. Have a good night,
guys.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
night.
See you.
Hey, Johnny, are you still there? You already signed out?